anyway anymore. Shame. They were awesome. They put him on me. He had the camera set up in the room. He drugged me. He did everything he was supposed to do. He just felt guilty about it in the morning. So he gave me the tape. And they got dropped 6 months later from their label. And nobody's ever heard of them again. And they was some dope ass motherfuckers. Shout out to him for that. He ain't had to give me that tape.
Wow. But the fact he recorded it, and, oh man.
He had to. He had to.
Oof.
It was either that or lose the deal. So he did it, but he gave me the tape.
Wow.
And he lost his deal anyway.
Is that commonplace in the industry?
Absolutely.
A cocktail, recording.
Absolutely.
Receipts.
Let me tell you something. Cocaine and champagne, they used to call it the South Beach diet.
Mm.
Like if you ever heard anybody 15 years ago talk about the South Beach diet, cocaine and champagne. When I first started staying at the Mondrian, I'll never forget, I was so glad when they stopped bringing it. But when I would get my breakfast tray, they would have cocaine on my tray. They would have weed on my tray. They would have pills on my tray. You know?
Just whatever you partake in.
No, they didn't know. Okay. They just put everything on there so you could pick something. I always took the weed. Rest of the shit, I would leave on tray and I would push it back out to the hall. 15 times, my breakfast was served like that.
Wow.
At my $750 room. You know, a night room at the Mondrian on Sunset Boulevard. They stopped sending it because they realized I always sent it back and all I took was the weed.
For some of the women who went through those same things, waited 15 years to talk about it, what are your thoughts to that, to where they didn't talk about it then, but now when lawsuits come up...
Why would they talk about it then?
A lawsuit is a lawsuit. I mean...
But why would they talk about it?
That's a good question.
Why would they talk about it? Who is there to go to? Who's gonna fucking help them? What HR department do you know of that works for any of these labels?
Right.
Yeah.
When have you ever heard of a sexual harassment suit being publicly acknowledged in the entertainment industry at all? Never. Sports? Not in entertainment.
Tupac. I remember that one. That was...
He was the only one.
Yeah.
You saw how that turned out.
Yeah.
No, guilty.
That's why they do it. To make you an example. To remind you what they're willing to do to keep things the way they want them. It's intimidation. I want you to think about this. Allegedly, Sean Carter is responsible for enacting Hype Williams to put Aaliyah on a faulty plane to move her out the way as punishment for rejecting him, and so he could level up Beyonce, who was struggling. Let's just say allegedly that happened. Now I want you to think about 106th and Park with Mary J. Blige. Free, who is a victim of Sean Carter.
Yeah.
Mary J. Blige, who is a victim of Sean Combs, are sitting there talking about the death of Aaliyah amongst each other. Think about that. You got a Diddy victim, you got a Jay-Z victim, and you got a superstar gone. They know what happened. And yet, they had to sit there and have that conversation like they didn't know who did it. Think of the power of that moment. Think about Claudia Jordan right now. Claudia Jordan don't ever mention my mother name. She mentioned it yesterday. Talking about why people are afraid to come forward. You mean like you? You was Diddy girl. Corey was Jay-Z girl. Why don't you claim your friend? Claudia.
So, Jack, when you say...
When I say Corey, I'm talking about Kathy White.
Oh, yeah. That's what I was about to ask.
Jay-Z's pregnant mistress.
Yeah.
Who died of an imaginary fucking aneurysm. Just like the woman who was best friends with Kim and Kimura, who wrote the book Bling and died as soon as it made the bestsellers list. Who the fuck was these people supposed to go to? You can't go to the boss because the boss is fucking you. And the boss's boss don't get no fuck. Can't go to the authorities. They're all bought and paid for. You could try to get a special prosecutor, but they'll just pay somebody to reassign him to another case. Where the fuck do you go when you get fucked over by the industry? Nowhere. That's where you go nowhere, which is where people like me step in. You right, I go to Diddy parties to walk mother out, because ain't nobody stopping me when I come.
It seemed like it's men who...
They not men. I'm a bisexual woman. I'm the B in the LGBTQ plus and it's XYZ. A gay man is a gay man. A sexual being is a sexual being. A sodomite is a predator. If it don't apply, let it fly. Period. What we supposed to call these fairy ass bitches? Let's talk about the problems that black women are having being able to recognize what a real black man looks like. You're lusting after LL Cool J. You're lusting after Diddy. You're lusting after Jay-Z. You're lusting after Dwayne. I now want to be a woman since it looks cute on my son. I mean daughter. You got fucking Wills. All these fucking... That's who you lust after. And that's what you go after. You don't go after a real black man. You go for act like the... And then you wonder why you get dogged the out. He don't need you. What you there for? To wear white fingernails and hold big black dick? That probably suck better than you. Like, let's talk about Gabrielle Union right now.
Yeah, let's go. Because...
Now, the last time I sat on this blue couch, I had some very specific things to say about the Wade household.
Yes, you did.
What has happened since I spoke?
In my opinion, it got worse. It's a little more out of control.
They said I was jealous. They said I said everything that I said because I was jealous of Gabrielle Union. She the black Kris Jenner.